All right, boys and girls, moving on to example 6. In example 6, we're going to learn how to find linear speed, okay? And if you look in your book, they give us a formula where the linear speed is your arc length over time. Remember, arc length is represented by S, and time is going to be represented by T, so S over T, okay? So the example that I'm going to give you, it's not in the book. So I'm actually going to read it to you and then show you a quick picture of it, okay? So, actually, let me see if I could do that at the same time. All right, boys and girls, I try not to use the same examples that you guys get in the book because I figured those are just extra examples that you guys can use. So, in example 6, here's an extra example, okay? It reads, the second hand of a watch is 1.3 centimeters long. Find the linear speed of the tip of this second hand as it passes around the watch face, okay? All right, so let's write down what information is given. Okay, so we are given that that the radius is 1.3 centimeters long, okay? And remember, our goal is to find the linear speed, okay? So that's our goal right there. So the first thing we need to do is figure out the arc length, okay? And I showed you how to find the arc length previously in the video. So remember, 1 revolution is the same as 2 pi r, okay? 1 whole revolution is the same as 2 pi r. So if you notice, the radius that's given is 1.3. So we're going to use that, okay? Which gives us 2.6 pi centimeters, okay? Let me move that up. Sorry, I apologize. Okay. So 1 whole revolution is 2 pi r. And I explained that in day 1. Okay, so remember that. Okay, so we needed to find the arc length. Okay, so we did that. And now for the second part, what we're going to do is now we're going to take the arc length. So remember, we basically solved for S. So we're going to write it as, and I'm going to write it up here. Well, yeah, I'll write it up here. 2.6 pi centimeters. And since we're referring to the second hand goes around the clock in 60 seconds. And they did say they wanted us to find the linear speed in of the second hand, okay? So 60 seconds. So all we're going to do is divide 2.6 pi centimeters by 60 seconds. And honestly, guys, you can use that in your calculator to plug it in, okay? And you're going to get approximately 0.14 centimeters per second, okay? So the linear speed that it takes for it to travel would be 0.14 centimeters per second. Okay. All right. I'm actually going to have you guys do the checkpoint underneath example 6. Okay. So try that one and I'll post the answer. Okay. All right. Let's move on to the next example. All right, boys and girls, in the next example, example 7, they want us to now find angular and linear speed together.